I got the Scarlet. I just noticed that they did a DLC for it.
They did. They brought back every single starter from every single generation and every single box art legendary also.
Dude,
I
haven't played any major Pokemon since.
It peaked at Black 2 and White 2, Gen 5.
Dude,
those animated sprites with that music, that is where Pokemon peaked. X and Y came along, went downhill. It got too easy. It got too easy. Too easy. That shared XP system made it too damn easy.
We talked about it, yeah.
Shared XP is too damn easy. But bro, because I have a PC, right, I need to tell you guys about this. There's this ROM called Radical Red. It's a Fire Red ROM where it includes every single Pokemon from every single generation with Mega Evolutions, with Dynamaxing, which was a thing in Gen 8, and it added custom Pokemon, custom Mega Evolutions, and it all has its own custom story in Fire Red with like the original like Fire Red graphics. Yeah. You can also randomize every single encounter. I randomized my starters. I was getting legendary starters, and you can randomize their abilities too. Dude. It's so cool.
No way. So dude, it's like a DLC for a laptop or what?
A ROM is something that you like. So you need to download the Fire Red ROM, which is just the Fire Red game, and then you need to download the modding to it, and then you put them together in one file, and then it creates Radical Red. And the thing that's really cool about it is like, it's always fresh because you can run into legendaries, you can run into god-awful Pokemon, but something that's really cool is a Pokemon like Regigigas, which is one of the strongest legendaries in the game. It has like one of the highest base stats, highest attack. It has an ability though called Slow Start, which makes it have half damage and half speed for the first 5 turns, so it's god-awful. But because you have a randomizer on with randomized abilities, it could have huge power, which doubles its attack stat. Basically, a Regigigas without its Slow Start is already amazing.
It's super powerful.
And I already caught one. It's so fun, dude. Also, there's difficulty settings in it, and the hardcore mode, which I'm playing on, which I'm regretting doing right now, by the way, it gives every single team competitively viable Pokemon with competitively viable moves like and items.
World like players.
Yes, so like, you know how every single Pokemon game is easy to beat? This one has literally competitive viable teams to where if you are not knowledgeable, you will not win. Which is why I love it.
I would have fun with that. I mean, like I said,
you can set it to easy mode though or normal mode. And it won't
no, I would love to play that hard mode.
Oh yeah,
I haven't played.
Because I've been big on a competitive Pokemon for a while now.
I haven't played any mainstream Pokemon since Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield sucked.
It did suck, but I haven't.
I think that was worse than X and Y. It was Sword and Shield is the worst entry. Gen 8 horrible.
Yeah. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
I love Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Like for me, I'm currently playing it though, because I played it and then I stopped because I was like, I couldn't deal with all the dialogue.
It had so much okay, it had unnecessary dialogue, but like the Pokemon,
dude, the
Pokemon, Ultra Beasts, the starters,
dude, having all the bad guys from every previous generation come back in, that's the only reason I was like super invested.
Like a lot of the Gen 5 villains were just there. They're like, yeah, I'm on vacation. I committed war crimes in another country, but we don't know that.
Yes. Dude, but yeah, that's the only reason I'm like playing it.
Do you hear Black 2 and White 2 is possibly getting a remake though?
Dude, that'd be amazing.
Because like they've been hinting it so much in the DLC. Like they have a Pokemon that they brought in that's getting a new evolution that looks exactly like the bridge from Unova. Mm-hmm. They have... Because something that was big in Legends Arceus, which was one of the newer Pokemon games, it was the Sinnoh region, which was Gen 4, but it was the past variation of it. And you actually see all the ancestors of the ones in Gen 4, like Cynthia, the champion,
mm-hmm.
the antagonist of Legends Arceus is her ancestor. And you know what's even crazier? He has the same exact theme that she does, and when you fight him at the end, it plays her theme, but in a more like evil and demonic tone. That's cool. It was so cool.
I wanted to get Legend Arceus.
It's so good. It is so insanely good.
They told me to get Scarlet first, so...
It died first. And Spencer, do you even play Pokemon? This guy will like literally look up things that I like, and he'll just say things. I'm like, I know you don't know what you're talking about right now.
Suicide Zaku said Pal World. I've been hearing a lot
about that.
Dude, that I played that game. It is fun, and like I'm not going to rip on Pal World. Like what they're doing is something fun that Pokemon's not willing to do.
Yeah.
But some of their Pokemon in Pal World are straight rip-offs, which I will not deny. But I'm not going to say Pal World's bad. Battle Royale's amazing.
They were saying it's Pokemon with guns, like
Pokemon with guns. You can beat. I've heard PETA's trying to get they're trying to get it canned. Yeah, because you dude. One of the first things you have to do is you have to beat a Pokemon with a stick and catch it.
Oh my god. Baby Zeus said that's 21 Jump Street chumps. Oh, Cynthia died for her sins.
He's just saying random stuff. It doesn't make sense.
I never watched that movie anyway, so
I've only watched I watched it once, not enough to remember it.
What are you saying, Spencer?
But no, Power World, I've been hearing a lot of different things. Well, they were saying Pokemon's finally stepping up the lawsuit that they're going to sue them, but I mean, for VR purposes or something like that, for the likeliness.
Listen, if it's in gameplay, they cannot sue them because they have their own thing going on. But if it's for like stolen Pokemon designs, I understand that because some of them are just straight up direct rip-offs of Pokemon.
I think that's what they're trying to go after.
I think
that would make sense because I'd hope Pokemon wouldn't try to shut them down for having a Mon-like game.
And that's what they were saying. Like the world that it created is Pokemon's jealous because they did it in one game. Like it took all the way till Sword and Shield, Sword and Shield. No. Scarlet and Violet to get where they are in Power World.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy. It runs better too because Scarlet and Violet has horrible bugs. It is so buggy. Like
I've heard nothing.
Scarlet and Violet, its content is amazing. Like it has the content there. It is a good game, but it is not finished. Like a game on a PlayStation 2 would run better.
Damn.
Yeah.
And here I am enjoying it every time.
No, it's good. I just told you it's great because
yeah.
I remember watching a video and there's this guy. I watch a lot of PokeTubers. There's this guy named Asteroid Videos. He made this great video on the pros and cons of Scarlet and Violet. And he had this sheet that was basically set up just like these. One said pros, one said cons, and he'd write down every pro and he'd write down every con. And basically he'd determine if the game was good if it had more pros than did cons. And he looked at it and he said all these great things about the game and what it has to offer. And then he looked at the cons. He said all of it's just performance stuff. And he basically just gave this whole reasoning as to why he thinks the game is overall good. But then the way he ended the video was just with this really nice... It was one of the just really nice ways to end the video. He pulled it down to the very end. And he said, but most important part was, and it just said, I had fun. And the video ended.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah. That's all you need.
Yeah. To have fun with it? Oh. I'm more of a Minish Cap kind of guy. What is that? What?
Legend of Zelda.
Oh, I've never played as... my friend was telling me, he's like... I'm sorry, I've never not... Okay, let me explain. The reason
I've never played Zelda either.
No. I'm not talking bad about Zelda, though. I'm not talking about...
Slide under the table.
The only reason I've not played Zelda is because I've just never got around to starting it. I've looked at their games and I'm like, these look fun. I've just never got around to starting one. And my friend has told me, the diehard Zelda fans have never played a Pokemon game. But the diehard Pokemon fans have never played a Zelda game.
I played both.
Are you diehard on both, though?
Yes. I played Pokemon, like I said, all the way up until, Sword and Shield, and then...
That was a fair reason to drop it, though, because Sword and Shield was god-awful. Yeah. Scarlet and Violet's way better, though. It also has a great story.
I've heard good
I'm into it. I like it. That's actually what got me into, somewhat... getting into competitiveness. I told you that. I was just I didn't know this till I was I caught me some stuff, and then I was it was telling me about, I could get a stronger Gengar if I were to, mate him or something. I was hold up.
There's a whole insane competitive aspect to it.
I did not know that.
I've been playing Pokemon since I was 7, so back in Gen 4, which, since I was 7 years old, I'm almost 24 now. I only recently learned about this last year. There's this term in Pokemon called stab. Do you know what stab is?
Same type attack.
That's not explained in the game.
No.
That's never explained in the game. No. Same type attack boost is something that's if you're so let's say you're a Pikachu.
My nephew would know this. I was looking to see if he was on.
If you're a Pikachu, you can use Thunderbolts, which is an electric type move in your electric type Pokemon. So you gain stab because it's the same type attack boost, and it increases your damage by 50%. That's never explained in the Pokemon game. Ever. The only reason I knew about it was because I watched competitive Pokemon players use damage calculators. So this gets stabbed, so it's what's stab? And I look it up, and I'm that's a thing?
Yep,
I just clicked the button that's super effective. What? Why did they not say
sometimes stab can out damage super effective.
Yeah, it can if it's stab, yeah.
So again, if it's like electric and the electric person uses the electric type
you gain stab,
yeah, same type of attack.
You've never heard of that, have you?
Never.
Because it's never explained in the game. The only reason I know about it was because I watched competitive Pokemon players.
Well, yeah. I don't think this dude knew anything about EVs and IVs for the longest either.
I didn't either. I didn't know nature affected Pokemon.
Yes. Nature is affected. And then, you know how it'll tell you, like, in the little item, the Pokemon description, there's like, oh, it likes to take constant siestas.
Yeah.
Stuff like that tells you what stat is their highest.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Like, dude, like... Pokemon...
Oh, also in Radical Red, there's...
So those stories are not just stories. Those little notes.
No, it's not there to, like, give you, like, personality. It's like, this is how you min-max your Pokemon.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like,
but also something that's really cool in Radical Red that Rama was telling you about, there's a mode that you can play on, which you should always play on. It's called min-max mode, where every Pokemon you catch has perfect IVs and EVs. And when you go to the Pokemon Center, there's a lady next to Pokemon Center who just straight up changes your nature for you. And it tells you what it boosts, what it decreases. But the single-handedly best part...
Right now,
bro, here's the best part. The single-handedly best part about Radical Red. When you go to the Pokemon Center and you walk up to Nurse Joy, she does not ask you if you want to heal your Pokemon. She just does it.
You don't have to go.
You have to hit the purple.
And you have to accidentally heal again. Because
I can't tell you how many times when I was younger, after a while I got smart and I hit the B button just to pass.
Yes, the B button, yes. But dude, she just give her the Pokemon, she heals it, and then she just bows to you.
She already knows.
That's it. She knows what she's doing. She doesn't say, how can we help you? Like, what do you think I'm here for, bitch?
What else am I here for?
You're only here holding your Pikachu who's like got a damn spike in him and everything just passed out in your arm.
Would you like a water? Hamburger?
Oh, no, dude, no.
The cafeteria is right there down to your left.
Dude, have you ever heard of Pokérust?
Are you talking about Pokérust? Bro. So here's the thing, right? I've never shiny hunted. I've never shiny hunted once because like it's never been because I've always just been someone who enjoyed the games.
Yeah.
I never got into like the grinding aspect of it, and to me it was like that's just grinding for something that looks a little cooler, and like how's it gonna matter when the next generation comes along? I'm like I'm probably not gonna bring it with me. So I never got a shiny, but I caught a Pokemon with Pokérust once, and I did not know this, but so the chances of getting a Pokemon that's shiny is like 1 in 4,000.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Pokérust is like 3 times as rare.
Yes.
Wait. So it's a shiny and a rust.
So Pokérust is a virus, and all the virus does is it makes you gain double XP.
So it technically makes you power up your Pokemon faster.
Which doesn't matter when they're already at max level, but it's still something really cool.
It doesn't even. No, it's a virus on the Pokemon.
Yeah, and you don't know about it until you check their stats.
Yes, and the thing is that virus, like any virus, only lasts for a few days. So you got a certain window that otherwise it'll go away. It'll go away. And the thing is, it's a virus. It can affect your other Pokemon, so you can keep on shuffling the virus through. But dude, it doesn't double your XP. It doubles your value points that you get while you level up.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But get this, I was playing Black 2 and White 2. I was restarting it for like the 5th time because I've played that game so many times. I'm in the sewer part of Black 2 and White 2. I catch a Zubat. I'm like, all right, I got my Pokemon that knows fly now. I check it. It says Pokérust. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, whatever. And so I just keep playing because like I was one of those kids that's like me restarting my Pokemon game because my Mudkip was purple for some reason.
Oh no!
I didn't do that, but I was one of those kids who probably would do that. But I caught the Pokérust, and not even a month later, I'm like, I want to restart my game, and I do it. Because I had no idea how...
is so damn rare, dude. I think it's like 1 in 10,000.
Because the thing is, Pokemon shiny, it'll be like a ding, and like it's 1 in 4,000. Pokérust, you don't know until you catch it,
mm-hmm.
and it's even more rare.
You're a Poke person.
I've been playing Pokemon since first generation. I grew up a Pokemon. I remember everything.
And when did Pokérust come out?
Pokérust is old. I believe it's like third or fourth.
Probably Gen 3, yeah.
Yeah, 3rd or 4th. That's when everything started really rolling out. And I remember not seeing it until 5th generation.
Yeah. Oh, go right ahead, sir.
Yeah, I remember not seeing it till 5th generation. And I was like, what is this? And then I remember like trying to find it, and I'm like, I don't know what this is, but then I just kept on playing, and then my other Pokemon got it, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I started looking it up somewhere. Oh, dude, it was just not very many people know about it.
I killed my first shiny on the OG Silver playing on a Game Boy Pocket. Saw the stars, didn't know what it meant.
Oh no. And now the pain that you feel.
You know that pain?
I do.
You take enough to take a deep breath?
I that pain of killing a shiny because you didn't know what the hell it was, because back then they didn't have the coloration, it was just stars. And it was
that little star circle thing was a shiny? See, I
think they did have the coloration on silver, but I can't, like, all I remember was just like that plane of it. It was just, yeah, you're like, I don't know what this is. Dead.
Killed it.
when you find out that, like, especially when you're younger playing it, yeah. But then when you find out, you're like, wait a minute, that one looks different. Snake.
Now everybody knows what shinies are.
Everybody knows. Now there's the different methods of shinies.
Like he said, they could hunting for them. Like,
yeah, you could shiny hunt. You could chain catch for shinies, which brings it from 1 to 4,000 to like 1 to like 1,000. So it's easier to find them. Pokerust is crazy.
And so again, there's a way to cycle it, like you were saying. So as long as you were like, keeping it in, you would know that you were gonna win the battle, right?
No, like with Pokerust, it's a virus that your Pokemon has that when you're fighting somebody, it doesn't do anything for your Pokemon to power it up. It just, when you level up your effort value points, which is what your stats are, those are doubled. So now instead of getting, you only got +1, you'll +2. If you were going to get a +4. And
that's what it did?
Yes.
It wasn't XP, so it does make them stronger when they level up.
Yes.
I did not know that.
And then the other thing too is a lot of people don't realize that certain Pokemon give you certain values. So if you were to fight a Geodude, you'll get higher defense. But if you were to fight a Snorlax, you'll get higher HP for the effort values for defeating them. So you could min-max your Pokemon very quickly if you had Pokerust and you knew which Pokemon gave you the effort values for whatever you're trying to train them in, and it'll just skyrocket. Like, I think one time it was I leveled up the Pokemon from 15 to 16 and specifically training it in special defense, and it went +10. Just one level up. And I was like, yeah.
The problem with that, though, is, like, at that age, when I got that Pokemon Pokerust, I didn't have reliable access to the internet.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know these things. Like, did you know that in order to catch Regice, Registeel, and Regirock, the original Regis, you had to solve something in Braille?
Yeah, because I did it.
How? Did you look it up?
Me and my friends were all helping each
other
dots? Back in, the Braille in school, and it just so happened we had somebody actually who at the school was learning how to read Braille.
Oh. I didn't have friends who played Pokemon. I was the kid who had Pokemon cards that no one cared about.
Yeah. You were in the corner by yourself, like, yes.
We learned how to do. We learned some Braille just to beat this game, and then like you had to fly in the cave, and everybody's like, "What do you mean fly? You can't fly in a cave." You do it, and it opens the door. You have to dive in the cave, and I'm like, it's not water. What do you mean? Opens the door. I'm like, why? And then now people are like, oh, Pokemon games are so hard, and like they got puzzles. I was like, you didn't have to learn.
No idea.
Braille.
I remember unknowns. The unknowns on the crystal.
The unknown puzzles were the good ones.
The crystal
those were ones
version.
that you had to like really look at, and like you could figure it out without looking it up though.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Braille aspect was cool, but it was something that a 6-year-old couldn't do.
Couldn't do by themselves. No.
Not one that didn't have access. We didn't have 6-year-olds don't have phones like they did now.
No, not. And back then, YouTube was still relative. Like, I think YouTube didn't come out to 2003, 2004. No.
Yeah.
No, it originally started in 2003, 2004. It was big in 2009.
I was about to say, I remember 2009. That was
big in 2009. Okay. That was like when the biggest takeoff was.
Okay.
But it came out earlier on. But dude, it was. Yeah, Pokerust was a thing that not very many people.
I have to send you guys both the videos on how to download Pokemon. Radical
Red,
though.
I think this guy will freaking take it on to a whole other level.
The game is like actually so hard because Brock's gym has a constant.
And not get him off.
Because just to show you how much of a challenge it is, Brock's gym is constantly under the effects of a sandstorm, which boosts the special defense of rock, ground, and steel types. Mm-hmm. Misty's, guess what she has?
Rain.
She has a rain team. But you can't tell me that doesn't sound like something you want to try and beat,
I do want to try to beat it because I'm trying to think of...
You're trying to Nuzlocke?
I do Nuzlocke. I'm currently Nuzlocking Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
That's so ridiculous.
Bro, because the thing with this is, can you imagine a random... Because I tried nuzlocking it.
It's so hard.
You can't nuzlock a game that's built to be competitively viable. It's hard enough to nuzlock a normal game.
Excuse me.
What?
I will try.
Absolutely. I will tell you to try because I got my ass handed to me.
Do not tell me what I can or cannot.
Viridian Forest is where I lost.
Oh no.
That's how early on, and you know why? You know what this motherfucker had? They had an Autono. And you know what 4 moves it had? It had Yawn. It had Swagger.
Please don't tell me the last 2.
It had Wish. And it had Protect. Basically, to tell you this, it had no attacking moves. All it did was it used a move to heal itself back up to full. It would protect the next turn to make sure the heal would go off. Then it would confuse you. And what Swagger does is it raises your attack by 2 stages. But if you get confused and you hit yourself, it scales off your attack.
Yes.
And if it raises your own attack, it will do like half your health per hit.
It does a lot of damage.
And then it knew the move Yawn, which would put you to sleep because being put to sleep is a status effect, but being confused is not a status.
No.
It's just something that can happen.
And then on top of that too, the sleep lasts at minimum 3 turns.
Yeah.
And then you wish while the Pokemon's asleep to heal yourself.
Yep.
And you know when they're going to come back, so you protect. At that moment, they're going to attack, Swagger the next turn, and now they're...
Also, the AI was smart enough to, like, predict me switching out, so I'd switch out a Pokemon that's already drowsy, just when they yawn again, and have to double switch. It was so annoying. That's how smart the...
Honestly...
Also, when I was against
Brock... on the hard?
Yes, it's on the hard mode. Also, when I was against Brock, and I had a water type out, it would switch into this Pokemon that had Storm Drain, which would absorb all water type. That's how smart the AI is.
This guy.
You're like, this sounds amazing.
This sounds so fun that I have been wanting to play.
It sounds so fun.
You need to look up like Radical Red playthroughs and just see how crazy this game is. Because Shady Penguin is the guy I watch do it.
Oh, Shady Penguin's awesome.
Yeah, Shady Penguin. I love him. I love Nintendo. I love Short Tempered. I love United Gamer.
Have you ever watched Sugar Conway?
Yes. Yes. Wasn't he? Didn't he? He streamed a lot of Pikmin, I remember that.
Yeah, he streamed a lot of Pikmin, but he just came out with a Black 2 and White 2 full playthrough. I love
Pokemon too.
Dude, I love the way he because I don't know, you probably never watched him, but when he plays, he knows the team he wants to play with.
Okay.
So he won't capture any Pokemon.
I do that too.
Until he wants the one on his team, but then he also, when he gets to a new route, while he's battling, he'll talk about the Pokemon on that route, and you'll see the little art of the Pokemon and their stats.
Okay.
And then when they evolve, their evolved stats, and I was like, it's cool. It's really cool
to break it down.
Have you ever seen a Soul Link?
Yes.
I need to do a Soul Link with someone.
Don't.
What? You think they're that bad? Soul Link is a 2-player Nuzlocke where you link your Pokemon together, and so let's say my starter is like a Snorlax. His starter is a Charizard. We play through the game.
You're randomizing them too?
You can randomize it if you want to.
Oh no.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, it's up to you. It's hard enough on. Because here's what I want to do.
Screaming.
There we are.
What I want to do is I'd like to play through a game normally with like the normal trainers, but I want our Pokemon to be randomized. I think that would be fun. Because so here's how it works. Let's say I get a Snorlax. He gets a Charizard. If his Charizard dies, my Snorlax is gone. I can't use him. He can't use his Charizard. We have to go into our next linked pair. That's how it works. The 2-player Nuzlocke.
So you both have to move throughout the games simultaneously. You can capture whatever one you want, but if you're a Nuzlocke, it's only the first Pokemon or the first route, and that's it. Unless you're playing with duplicate claws. Do you play with duplicate?
No.
No?
What's duplicate again?
Duplicate claws is like, if I already had this Pokemon, I don't have to capture that. I could capture the next one.
No, you would not. No dupes.
Okay. So
also, there are some people who do even more hardcore Nuzlocks where they can only catch Pokemon of the same. They can't catch the same primary type.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah. So if its primary type is water, you cannot have a primary type water, and you'd have to skip that route.
The one I see people do is they mono Nuzlocke.
Oh, mono teams,
dude.
Because I follow Radical Red Nuzlocke.
All the same one type of.
Yeah, one type of. So you're allowed all bugs, and they can have secondaries.
Yes.
But it's all one. So if I'm gonna do a bug team, it's all a bug team. If I'm gonna do a rock team, it's all a rock.
Because I follow Radical Red. There's like an r/Radical Red, and I see people constantly posting their mono team battles, but I also look at their settings, and it always says they play on normal difficulty.
Yeah.
And, they don't do the hardcore one I am.
No, not with a mono. Look, I've seen people do mono Nuzlocke. I've seen the Soul Link Nuzlocke. And then the randomizers. I'm like, the randomizers are the ones that throw me for the loop. If I know what's going on, I could probably feel more comfortable doing the Soul Link.
If you know what your enemy, because like to tell you how hard the Radical Red Nuzlocke are, the people who do them have a damage calculator on them at all times so that they can calculate if they will live a hit or not. Yeah. That's how like stressful and like hard it is.
Well, because too, a lot of people don't even realize when a Pokemon attacks. So like, let's say you're battling and you have Eradicate, I have a Pikachu, and you do Tackle, and it does about 1/3 of my health. I'm like, looking at the level, like you said, damage calculated out. I'm like, that did its max damage because
there's max and min rolls in Pokemon too.
Every attack has either it could do the max amount of damage or the minimum amount of damage. So you could, out of my 32 life, you could do like 16, and I'm like, that's your maximum damage. You hit me again, I'm dead. But if you hit me and I'm still at like 25 or something, I'm like, okay, that's the minimum amount of damage. Calculate how much of the maximum is, and you're like, if he does that, I could still live. Attack.
Also, you have to take into account for crits too.
Yes,
I've seen damage. So many Nuzlocks end because of crits.
It depends on which era you're playing into, because crits could either do double damage through defense buffs or...
I didn't know they did that. Was that early gens?
So some of the earlier gens did it through like if you were
That's
to
crazy.
If you were to do
Pokemon is a luck based game, by the way. It's not skill. It is a luck based game.
It's some skill.
There is skill.
If you can.
Skill in the planning was
okay. But have you seen that VGC tournament? It was Black 2 and White 2, where a guy missed 5 Will-O-Wisps in a row, and he was the reason why Will-O-Wisp got its accuracy buffed.
Yes.
He missed 5
in a row. Now, did you see the one with Pachirisu?
Yeah, the Nuzzle Super Fang Pachirisu, the most unexpected pull that got a national. It was the weakest Pokemon to ever win a nationals, but like when you think about it, the value you get from Pachirisu, because speed's the most important stat of all, going before your opponent is so big. And the fact that you have a move that is a guaranteed paralysis, which always halves a Pokemon's speed and can make them do nothing, a 30% chance, and a move that is guaranteed to do half their health.
Yes.
When you think about it, that is a valuable Pokemon.
That's a very strong Pokemon. Like a lot of people.
And did he go into explanation how he found that out, or
no? I think he said his friend, that was his friend's favorite Pokemon, so he put it on his team.
Yeah, and this guy was like a really good player, and like he just brought this, because there's a meta to Pokemon. Like there's always like there's tiers to it. Like there's UU, there's OU, and OU are the ones that stands for overuse. So like these are the ones that are always in there in the top 10, because team is 6. Top 10 Pokemon are the ones you'll always see. This guy brings in a Pachirisu, which is probably in like NU, which is never used. And people are like, he's throwing. What's he like? What? He's making use of it.
Especially because he's one of the very few Pokemon to get Follow Me, which makes all the attacks go to him. And it protected his main attackers. So, dude, he maxed out, I think, his defense to survive it, and then gave him a horn barrier. Dude, it was so much, dude. Like, if you go and watch, like, you could YouTube.
If you see competitive strategies with like doubles teams are crazy like the hard. Synergy.
But that's the only way you're allowed to play in competitive is doubles.
No way now. Yeah. That's how you play.
Really? There's no singles now? Is it because doubles just offers more variety? Because there's things I like about doubles, because the things I like about doubles is statistically there are more variety of things that can happen. Because with a single battle, you have 4 moves, other Pokemon has 4 moves. But there's 2 Pokemon on the field, so there's 4 moves, one Pokemon do, 4 moves, another Pokemon, another Pokemon.
You gotta know who's gonna hit, what you're gonna use.
The thing that I hate about doubles, though, is that it makes Protect that much more of a necessity of a move. And I really hate Protect. I think Protect is so damn annoying. Yeah. Because Protect is just a move that you go first and you protect yourself. So you going for that Pokemon, waste your turn. Yeah. It's annoying, but like I get it. You need it in doubles, especially if like you need to keep certain Pokemon alive. Yeah. I know it's only doubles now, but that makes sense.
Especially in all the VGC tournaments and everything, it's all doubles.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Because did you know that Wolfie just recently won a VGC, and his MVP of a team was a Farigiraf?
Really?
And it was because of its ability Armor Tail, which it protects the person next to it. I think what it does is it's almost like a Rocky helmet, but for your teammates.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
And it makes sense because his tail, like, you know, it like bites things. That's what it does.
Mind of its own.
But I recently saw this really cool competitive strat that someone's doing with Hariyama, where you know its ability Guts, where if you're holding a Flame Orb, it procs. So what Guts is, it's an ability that once you're afflicted by a status, you deal double damage. So what people will do is they'll put a Flame Orb on them, which is an item that burns you. So normally that's bad because you don't want a status. But in this case, it's good because you're proccing your ability. So normally people run a Flame Orb on him. Yeah, you don't think about this stuff, right?
Goodness
It's crazy
gracious.
complicated, but what people have been doing recently is they're running like Assault Vest or like choice banding him while their ally Pokemon has Will-O-Wisp, which just burns for them, freeing up their item slot so they can do more damage, have more survivability. Like, that's so crazy that's something that people think to do in doubles.
One of my favorite things to do back when X and Y was first out, and they allowed me to have Slacking, which is one of my favorite Pokemon.
Truant. Yep.
But I teamed them up with Trevenant, with the Harvest ability.
You stalled?
Trevenant had the ability to switch the
trick.
No, the move to switch abilities.
Skill swap.
Skill swap. I think
you swap Truant with someone else
with Trevenant's Harvest ability, and Slacking had. So now he can move freely every move. He had...
Truant's ability is every time you use a move, your next turn you will do nothing because you're loafing around. And Slacking has one of the highest base stat totals in the game, which is why he has that. Because every other turn he will do nothing. But if you get rid of that, he has higher base stat totals than most legendaries.
Yeah, he's like legendary status, like...
above it.
Yeah, he's up there. Like 500...
Shut up. So
he's like 500, 600 total base stats.
He's above Pseudo. Pseudo is 600. He's like 720.
Last I saw, they might have changed some stuff around him because last I saw he was like 650.
That's because I've always liked him. I didn't know why I liked him.
He's strong. He's strong.
Just enjoyed that.
He's just a fat monkey that loafs around. But when he's strong, he can be.
I found out with the Trevenant that when you switch the ability, Slacking can now move that second turn, but Trevenant could still move that second turn too.
Because it wouldn't proc until its next turn.
Yes. And then I would switch the ability to someone.
That got banned quickly, didn't it?
As far as I know, yeah.
Trevenant's such a good Pokemon too.
But I had Trevenant with Leech Seed and everything, try to make him survive, whatever. He was like basically my throwaway. As long as I was able to get that off, I was like,
just sack it, yeah.
But Slacking had I forget the berry, but the berry to get rid of any statuses.
Culpa Berry?
No.
Lumberry.
So no statuses on him.
Mm-hmm.
With the Harvest ability, which means every time he eats a berry, every turn he has a 50% chance of getting the berry back.
So you can just remove statuses over and over again.
Over and over again. He had Slack Off, which healed him for half health.
Yeah.
Ice Punch for coverage. I think I gave him I forget the other two moves. I think I gave him Earthquake.
Probably Earthquake, yeah.
And then I forget the other move. It was like a normal type for the stab bonus.
Was it Body Slam? To paralyze?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then on top of that, if somebody used Minimize, Body Slam does double damage.
Oh, I didn't think about that, yeah.
And then Earthquake does...
He has no idea what we're talking about. He's invested.
I'm just listening and I'm like, yo, this just takes... Again, I picked it because it was cool. I like the movesets.
It's just like, you remember when you play Pokemon, you're like, oh my god, awesome. Tropius looks so cool. Then you see his stat. Tropius is
horrible.
Tropius is so bad. He's only used to Harvest. But
and then y'all talking about berries, that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember my nephew, again, genuinely played, went hard, hours on end, was good. And then when he broke it down, I was like, there's no way. And then I met this guy at work, and he's like, oh, you play Pokemon? And he's like, what would you do? What was that? I was like, hold on. I just picked Gengar because he was purple, he looked cool, and he was funny. He's like,
Charizard when they entered the stealth round.
Yes. He was just like, never mind, we're not on the same level. Y'all, again, it goes into that.
It goes crazy.
So what if I told you about this item, and if I told you it's one of the most popular items, that's choice items? Because when I was first in Pokemon, choice items sound terrible. It's limiting me to one move. Because what choice items do is, there's one for physical, and there's one for special, and there's one for speed. The physical one makes it to where the first move you used, you are locked into, but it deals 50% more damage. And I was thinking to myself, that sounds terrible. That's limiting my entire move pool. But then I realized how important it is to pivot your Pokemon to switch out. Because the thing I constantly hear in the PokeTubers say is, it's a revolving door of Pokemon, because they always are switching out to have that advantage in the typing. Because you choice ban something into just... I didn't realize how important choice banning was, because... if people are maxing out defense, you can still one-shot things if you have a choice band. But then my favorite item is Choice Scarf. Seeing people just get... because the whole thing is, you can determine a Pokemon's speed if you know their stats. because I play Pokemon Showdown, which shows me this, and which is a web game. You can play it with anyone.
I have it on my phone.
I play it. I play it on break with Damien at work. We play Pokemon Showdown at work, and like anytime like they'll see they're gonna outspeed me, I'm like, I got a shorty scarf. They're not gonna know I'm gonna outspeed them. And boom, I outspeed them and I one shot them. It's learning these things has made Pokemon so much more fun to me.
One of the best things I know people do, and they hate it because I've seen it done, is you choice scarf trick. And so
or choicing somebody with the wrong choice scaling item. So like a physical attacker, you give them the choice specs. That's so funny, dude. It's really good like a Delphox.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's the tricks?
It gives your item to the opponent or to the opposing Pokemon, and then
some will actually put a lagging. So another thing,
tail?
Yes. Lagging. So there's a move. There's an item that you can put on your Pokemon that guarantees you go last, which is horrible. But some people run it on Pokemon with Trick. That way they can swap items with that Pokemon. So like essentially what they do for their turn is they essentially ensure that their other Pokemon goes last every single turn. It's so cheesy, but it's so many smart.
Different things to do it.
Jesus Christ, man! Like again, my mind's blown.
You don't see Ash doing anything like this.
Exactly. Like
you just have to believe in Pikachu if you're an anime.
The power of will. Another,
I also watch this. What my favorite PokeTuber is named Short Tempered. He does these battles where like he'll take like the championship teams and he'll have a battle with his friends, but he will build them the same exact way they're built in the anime. And like Pikachu blowing things like Quick Attack and Iron Tail is so bad because Pikachu's a special attacker, and its attack stat is so bad, but it's using physical attacking moves, and you realize, damn, some trainers do not know how to build Pokemon, or it just works out so much differently in the anime.
That is insane, guys. Again, like I will probably take till I'm about 45 to get to that level. I've been playing Pokemon just as long as y'all, and I again will never have known that it is in that kind of a scale.
It took me like less than a year to learn this because, like I said, I've been playing Pokemon since I was 7, but this whole competitive set I haven't known about till like last year, and I learned about it because I watch Pokemon YouTubers, and like I'd watch them every night before I go to bed, and like some of them are really informative. Like they explain to you why they go for this, and if you just watch one Wolfie video, he goes into so much. He ranked every single type combination in the game, and he gave his reasoning for why every single typing is as good as it is.
That's an in-depth video.
Yeah, and like he even explained why I've come to appreciate the terrestrialization mechanic so much more. Like, like because Mega Evolving will always be the coolest gimmick in Pokemon. It is the coolest. The problem is though, only like 36 Pokemon have access to it, so it's not balanced. Yeah. Terrestrialization though is the most balanced mechanic we have seen.
What's on Scarlet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's so good because like it's good defensively and offensively. So like a Gyarados, which is a water flying type, it's 4 times effective against an electric type. So you send it in against an electric type, they're like, oh, I click Thunderbolt. You tear it into ground. It's immune to ground. Now it gets the stab bonus from its Earthquake, and it just synergizes so well, and it gives you way more room to mind game people. And it's I've really come to love the terrestrialization mechanic.
I'll get into that now. Now I'm playing the game.
It's good defensively, but some people, if you Terra into your current typing, it doubles your stab damage.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't have that game.
So stab and then doubles it.
So stab does 50% more damage. It does 100%. You're basically doing double stab damage. Also, in the newest DLC, they added a new typing, but it's only for terrestrialization. It's called a stellar typing. It's really complicated. It's kind of complicated because they added a new typing, but it's only for terrestrialization. It's this new Pokemon called Terrapagos. It's basically the Pokemon that's responsible for all terrestrialization. And if you terrestrialize into the Terra typing, you gain stab off every single type move you have. The problem is, though, is that defensively, everything is neutral against you, so you have nothing you resist. So you basically give up all your defense for like having stab on every single attack, and it's really cool. It's not overpowered though.
No, because that makes it pretty well balanced. Because you being able to be, but does that mean it gets rid of immune typing? So like if you let's say you're a ghost type, right? You're immune to normal and fighting types. You terrestrialize into stellar typing. Normal and fighting types can now hit you. Okay. So that makes it much more balanced.
But something that is really cool though is Pokemon that have like levitate. If they Terra into like water type, they still have levitate, so they're still immune to ground types.
Okay.
That's something that I thought was really cool.
Interesting. I want to know what you're
like.
What
does he think of that?
I wanted to see.
My brain's working because
he's like, I just want that that radical red now.
Dude, that radical red sounds so fun.
It's so fun, dude. Because I spent so much time in. You know what I recently just caught? I caught a Como with adaptability.
Oh, that's a good one.
Adaptability is one of the most strongest. So let me tell you, adaptability. What it does is, you know how I've been talking about stab a lot. And how it's really good. Adaptability doubles your stat damage. So it is, and Como O is a pseudo-legendary, which a pseudo-legendary is a Pokemon that has legendary stats but isn't a legendary. So it's as good as legendary.
Okay.
But I got adaptability on it, and it's so damn good. Also, my low-key MVP of the team, other than my Regigigas with Screen Cleaner, which Screen Cleaner hasn't come into play much, but like it's a Regigigas without slow start, so it's automatically amazing. Good. Dusknoir with Levitate is immune to 3 types. Yes. And Dusknoir is my favorite ghost type, and it's so bulky.
Yes.
It is so... Giving him Shadow Sneak, Earthquake, Will-O-Wisp, and my personal favorite, Pain Split.
Yes.
Pain Split is so cheesy, because what Pain Split does is it adds up both the Pokemon's HP together, divides it by 2, and distributes it. So if you're on like red health and your opponent's at full health, and you use Pain Split on them, it basically makes it to where it adds both the HPs, divides it by 2, then distributes it. So you just do like over half their health for that. It's such a cheesy.
Because you're at the very end of yours already.
Yep. It's so fun.
It especially hurts HP bulky people.
Yes.
So you throw out something like a Chansey.
Yes, which Dusknoir isn't even HP bulky. It's just defensively. It has no HP. It just has huge defense. And I have a Swampert right now that has Wonder Skin, which I didn't know this was an ability.
Oh.
Wonder Skin is really good.
That is really good.
It raises your evasiveness essentially to is it status or stat lowering moves? I think it's status lowering moves. So like if they use Thunder Wave on you, it's almost guaranteed to not hit.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to remember what else I have. I have a Manaphy with Fairy Aura.
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
Because Manaphy gets a lot of fairy type moves.
You know what I would like is to have
huge power slacking.
Huge power slacking would be amazing. But
you know they made it. They have custom abilities in that game too. They have a special attack version of huge power.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't made that.
I'm not, because if you actually look at the difference between a physical attack and special attack, high physical attack is not nearly as high as high special attack.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, because there's a status that can have your attack, which is burned, but there's not one for special attacking. Special attackers are just better in that game, I think.
Overall, yeah.
They just are for some reason.
No, but Wonder Guard?
I haven't got a Wonder Guard mon yet, but that would be insane, because I saw in a Soul Link video someone got a Wonder Guard Hippowdon. It was so good, because it's only weak to water and grass, and they see when they just switch out. Wonder Guard makes it where you only take damage from moves that are super effective. So over half the typings don't do damage to you.
But no, they can't touch you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It won't touch you unless it's a super effective.
But that ability is only on a Pokemon that has 1 HP. Like, its HP is always 1, no matter what its HP is. So if it gets hit by 1, it's just dead.
Unless you give it
Focus Sash? Yep. You know what's funny? There's little trials that you do throughout the game that test your competitive knowledge. There's one where you're given a set 6 Pokemon. You have to take out 6 level 100 Shedinjas, all with Shadow Sneak, and it seems impossible. But if you look at the Pokemon you have, one of them you have is an Aron that has Sturdy that sets up Stealth Rocks.
Okay.
So you live a hit, set up Stealth Rocks, and then you bring in the Skarmory, also has Sturdy, lives a hit, uses Roar, switches in 5 Shedinjas that all take damage from the rocks. 5 of them are gone, and then the last one that you take out, it's a Gibble that has rough skin. Mm. So the Shedinja touches it, takes the rough skin damage, it dies.
Okay.
Yeah. They do stuff like that in the game, which is really cool, because it's something that Pokemon games should implement more, because it makes you like more knowledgeable competitive-wise.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was going to say.
It gives you good items to do it.
If it gives me something like that and I can't beat the guy, that's when I would find out that you couldn't just beat it just to play the game. Like you're gonna have to stat boost your team, do it right, find the right Pokemon.
Dude, just having the min-max IV setting where every single IV and EV is maximized already is so nice. I hate that grind to it. Dude, just being able to change your ability.
You gotta tell me if you play it.
If I ever get on it, I'm off.
Signing out now.
Oh man, yeah, the I Nuzlocke for fun, because for me it's just like my daughter's like, she's like, because my daughter got Sword and Shield, so she's playing it, and I'm like, you got the wrong team, you're not doing it right, and it bothers me because I'm like, my wife's like, she's only playing it she's not really, she hasn't been playing it as long as you.
Gets the cute Pokemon, don't have team diversity.
I was like, she's had this game for a while, she's played a couple games already, she should know. She's still asking me what beats this and what. I'm like, there's only 17 types, even with the double combination. 18?
Fairy.
I thought it was 17.
Terrestrializing was the 19th typing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 18. Still not used to Fairy.
I'm not used to Fairy either.
I see it, but I'm not used to it.
Fairy's so annoying.
But I like the weaknesses, though. A lot of people are like, why is it weak to
because it goes back to fables. Fairies were known to be able to be poisoned, and fairies were taken out by steel of swords.
Yep. But then on top of that, too, some like iron and stuff would burn them.
Yeah.
So that's why they have that steel weakness still, too.
You know what typing has the coolest weaknesses, though, that I never thought about? Psychic. Because the thing that psychic types are immune to are the things that we fear. Yeah. Bugs, dark, and ghost. Mm-hmm. Isn't that cool?
That is the best way to remember it.
The only thing is the psychic type was super powerful in first gen.
Yeah, but now it sucks.
Now it's like terrible.
It's terrible. Because like the two most common moves that you'll see, if a Pokemon learns knockoff, they take it. Oh yeah. Because knocking off a Pokemon's item is so good. Pokemon knows U-turn, which so many Pokemon get, they all take it. Both those are super effective against psychic, and psychic's only effective against fighting and poison, which are very... Yes. Fighting already has like 5 weaknesses, so like it doesn't need psychic, and poison's very niche typing.
Honestly, if I had to rank my favorite like double typing, it has to be dark poison, because it's...
That typing, Drapion is so good.
So good. Only weakness I think is ground.
Ground, yeah. No, that's straight up it. Also normal ghost.
Yeah.
The best typing is Fairy Steel, though.
Is there any?
The best, the video that Wolfie did, where he ranks them, the best typing is Fairy Steel, because...
So who is Fairy Steel?
Let me tell you about a Pokemon I really hate, Zacian.
Oh, okay.
So, here's the thing. Legendaries, when the game first came out, always had awful abilities, because their stat total was so busted that if they had good abilities too, they would break the game.
They just run the game.
But nowadays... Pokemon that are legendaries have absurd stat totals, and they give them those broken abilities. Zacian's ability, he has like one of the highest attack stats in the game, keep in mind, one of the highest speed stats in the game. So he's hitting as hard as any Pokemon that you can ever throw out. He's outspeeding anything that you throw out. They give it an ability that upon entering the battle just raises its attack, which normally you have to use a turn to set up. Yep. But it just does that whenever he gets sent out. Gen 8 was the worst offender of just adding broken legendaries for no reason. And you know what's funny? I don't even think Zacian was the worst one in that gen. You know which one was? Spectrier. The ghost. The horse.
Oh, okay.
Because it had that absurd...
Horse?
It's a ghost horse Pokemon that has this little guy riding on its back. Because in the lore... Zacian and Zamazenta took down Eternatus, which was this thing that was going to try to eat their world. But the one who led the charge was this little guy on a horse, and he led them to the attack. And this thing is so stupidly broken because its speed is higher than Zacian's. Its special attack is on par with its attack, but it has this ability called Grim Neigh, where each time it KOs a Pokemon, its special attack raises. So each time it KOs something, it gets stronger. I was playing with Damien on Friday, and I led with a Spectrier, and I told Damien, I go easy on you, and I'm sorry for what I'm about to do to you. I swept, I did one nasty plot, I swept his entire team because he had nothing to outspeed me, and everything that was bulky was not bulky to this thing.
No.
This thing already has like a built-in like swords and dragon dance on it. It's insane!
Good God.
I think about that thing at times. I'm just like, I'll be in bed at night because I've been swept. Because you know what people will do? They'll choice scarf it too to make sure that you will not outspeed it. and it'll just hit you with one move that's not super effective. It's just stab. They'll use like Poltergeist or something, and it will just one-shot you because his stats are already absurd. I'm like, I can't outspeed you. I've just forfeited matches when I've seen it. I don't rage quit, but if I see that Pokemon, I just forfeit a match because I hate it that much.
That's freaking funny. All right, I think I'm gonna end the stream here.
Right,
guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Those that tuned in, it was a great talk. I hope y'all again enjoyed the Hideout this week. We talked everything, Pokemon, Demon Slayer, the whole 9. The controversial video of Saitama, yes, of One Punch Man. Okay. And again, thank y'all for tuning in, guys. We will see y'all next week. Y'all be safe. Thank y'all.
Bye, guys.
See ya.